Welcome back to Bet on the Bounce. My name's Dobby and this is Dos, and we had quite the rough week last week. But before we get too much into that, let's get into an introduction to a new segment, which is the no bet list. So there's going to be the people that we refuse to bet on until they prove to us otherwise. Do you want to...
I'm adding the first inductee to the no bet list for me is Nick Blakey from the Sydney
Blakey?
Swans. Yeah.
Upset ya?
He just wasn't getting the footy. I think it's been a couple of weeks now where he hasn't really been performing. I know they're down on form.
Not performing to your standard.
Yeah.
Which is a high standard.
It's a high standard.
Yeah. It's high standard for losing bets.
Yeah.
It is very high standard.
So he's the first one for me. I'm hoping he can turn it around because I do like him as a player.
Yeah. But you want to see the lizard.
I want to see him perform a couple of times before he's back in my multis.
Yeah, and mine's probably on a few people's list, and that's Charlie Curnow. And I don't get how Kemp goes down, Mackay goes down, you're the only key forward, and you kick 2 goals too.
2 goals 4.
2 goals 4. Oh, that's pissed me off even more. That's ridiculous. You have Patrick Cripps kicking 3-3. He's having a crack.
Yeah.
And you're down there, and I need you for 3 goals. 3 goals against Wet Toast, the Wet Toast Eagles, and you can't give me 3 goals. And that is that he's cementing himself. He's captain of the no-bet list.
Captain of the no-bet.
Vice captain Blakey, captain running the boys out is Charlie Curnow. That has proper pissed me off. That it cost me my bet.
It was $1.50 odds too.
$1.50, and it cost our good mates 100k Sports their bet as well.
Yeah.
So that he's cemented himself for a fair while on the no-bet list until he can prove himself otherwise. Even a good game of 6 this week wouldn't get him straight out. I'm pissed. I'm actually pissed. Anyway, let's go through the bets of last week. How'd you go, Dos? For the people who don't know,
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah.
I look forward. I don't look back.
Oh, okay.
Who cares about last week?
Okay.
We want to know about this week.
Okay. Well, I'll go through my last week.
Okay.
Dos's will be on the screen anyway if you wanted to see. And mine. Yeah, we didn't go well early. I think we lost my first 6 bets, which isn't great. Larky kicked 2-2. He missed one from a metre out, which I knew that wasn't great. And the wind was picking up a shitload. Swans didn't win like I thought. A lot of things really went wrong across a lot of my bets. Except for the Demons one. Bombers, Merritt had 25, Martin had 20, and she had 20 halfway through the third. So first one of the week coming that quickly was so easy. Brayshaw got his 30 with a minute left, and I'm 31. You beat the curse. You beat the curse.
GWS.
Minus 14. Didn't get you a winning bet, unfortunately. No money in the pocket. But it is what it is. And
you won 2 bets.
I won 2 bets.
That's arguably... I arguably had a better week than you, and I won none.
Run me through that.
I'm going to run you through this. You had...
This is Kane Corns.
3 bets over $2.89 odds.
Okay.
I don't think that's good enough.
I don't think you understand
2 out
that
of 9.
you have won 1 bet in 2 weeks.
And?
Yeah, and one of my...
Yeah, and they've all been over $2.89 odds.
I think this is a great time for me to just bring up the ladder. And the leaderboard will be on the screen now. People are watching at home.
The ladder.
I am up $356. You are down $358. But your last 2 weeks, your last week was better than mine, which is...
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I only won 1 bet.
You didn't win a bet last week.
Oh. Last week?
Last week you didn't win a bet.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm in the wrong week now.
You're in the week prior. You're
yeah.
Looking. I think, because you don't look in the past too often.
Yeah, I never look back.
Never look back.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, get that on a t-shirt for DOS. Anyway, that's... I guess that's how it's been. The guests are now down back in the negative. The 100k Sports boys commented today saying they're upset they let any of their future guests down. They're happy they actually want to come back and
they want to redeem themselves.
But I think we just let them come in individually just to compare. Yeah. Compare the three.
The pair.
Yeah, compare the pair. See if Dobe's Thursdays, he's 0-5, can beat you going 0 from 9 for a round. So anyway, let's look to the future.
You had to say that again?
For anyone who somehow missed...
For everyone who doesn't know, I went 0-9.
someone who skipped 3 minutes 30 into the video. There it is. But we'll look to the future. Looking to the future, we
kick off on Thursday night. It's a big game.
Massive.
Brisbane Lions at the Gabba taking on the Magpies. Lions are $1.47 favourites to Collingwood's $2.68, the line being 12.5.
Going to be at this one again. Game. Very excited.
I've just got a single leg here for $4.30, and it's Lachie Neale 35 plus. He back at the Gabba. It's a big game against Collingwood. I just think he gets it done at 35. He's a ball magnet. He's part of the ball magnets.
Yep, he is part of the ball magnets. Yep.
And yeah, that's why I've got him 35 plus, just as a standalone there.
I think the people will be happy to see you taking a one-legger.
Yeah.
They'll be very happy to see that, but that makes me feel even more confident about my bet somehow. I've gone Ned Long 20 plus. That's because he's only played 2 full games this season. So he's played 3 games as sub where he got low disposals as you do. The only 2 games he's played full this season, he's had 24 disposals and 29. I'm taking him at $1.70 in my multi for him to get 20 plus. He's getting a lot of midfield time. Craig McRae said after the game, Ned Long won't be subbed for a long time. So I'm assuming he's not going to get subbed out either. Probably to Goey again back from injury. And then I've gone Lachie Neale under 29.5. So seeing you place that has just really got me roaring. You got $2.87 for that. I just think that McCluggage is the main man now, and I think his name even is just giving him, they're just boosting how many disposals he'll get, and people will think he'll get more just because of Lachie Neale. I just don't think it'll happen. I just don't think he'll perform as well.
I don't think McCluggage is the main man yet.
He's dominated every... Well, who do you think it is, Dunkley, or do you think it's Neale?
It's Dunkley, probably.
So Neale's third.
I'd say I've still got Neale, but then I'd say Neale, Dunkley, McCluggage.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
McCluggage has had a good couple of weeks, but I don't think he's the main man yet.
It'd be absolutely killer if he finishes between 30 and 34.
Yeah.
It would be absolutely brutal, but that's my bet, $2.87 again. And we look to the guest, and the guest this week is no other than the biggest dog supporter in the land. Doggies, 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 bark, bark, bark. It's the Bev Show. The Bev Show is an OG of the footy world. I feel like everyone remembers first time you watch stuff, you're like, who's this nutter and
he's
screen?
He's a big fan of the Hobart Hurricanes.
Hobart Hurricanes. who is this bloke in front of his screen giving me a doggy bark every single win? It's the best. And I love that he posts every time they lose too.
Yeah.
And gives you a rundown of how it went. So love the Bev Show. Loved his live streams back in the day. Everything was... He's an OG, so very happy to have him this week. He's gone Lions win, which is upsetting. I don't like him anymore. He's gone McStay 2+ against his old team.
Yeah.
Back at his stomping grounds, and then the suitcase, McCluggage 25+.
The main man.
$5.25. I like that.
Yeah, that's nice odds there.
It's not awful at all. And then we go into the next game, North Melbourne versus Carlton. North Melbourne are $3.06. Carlton are $1.38, and 18.5 is the line. I avoided Charlie Curnow. First step.
Yeah, he's on the no-bet list.
He's on the no-bet list.
So.
Literally lined through the man in Sharpie. Got my pen license just to put a line through him.
Permanent marker on a whiteboard.
Permanent marker on a whiteboard, and your teacher's fuming. It's like when they put the permanent marker on one of those touch screens. Yeah. Oh, the 60-year-old teacher's done it again. That's me right now, Charlie Curnow. He's staying back after lunch. So I see Brody Kemp has gone down, Achilles injury, he's gone for the season. Harry Mackay concussed, going to be out for 1 to 2 weeks, whatever that is now. So I think I can't get on Charlie. I actually don't want to. So who am I going to look to? I hear Pitnet is back in as ruckman. So that's going to push TDK forward a bit more. I assume, not with too much confidence, the Blues are going to win. I think they're going to kick a fair few goals. I think they kick more than 100 points. So I've gone TDK while he's down there, while he's not rucking, probably spends a bit more time forward than Pitnet would, I'd assume. $3.40 just for the 2 goals.
That's not bad.
Tempted by Lewis Young, because he's probably going to go there, but I think TDK is just a big flying mark. I think he's going to be hard to defend one-on-one.
He's a big leap.
He's a big leap. Big leap. $3.40. I just think that's nice odds for that, just that one leg. So
yeah.
What have you got?
I've got three legs here. Sam Walsh, I'm hitting him for 30 again. He had 37 on the weekend. Looked really good. I've gone Harry Sheasel for 25 and Tom Powell for 20 plus.
Yeah.
At $4.20. I don't know who's going to win this game.
Yeah.
Kangas have shown enough that they can be in games. They're not getting blown out like they were.
Yeah.
Last year, like it was a good game against the Gold Coast for 3 quarters, and then
but then they just, I feel like when they realise they've lost, they give up.
Yeah.
They just like, oh, we've lost. They can kick the next 5. which is annoying.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Kangas get it done over North either. But I'm leaving the head-to-head out of there just because I don't know about either team really. That's $4.20 odds for that.
I like Walsh 30+ because he's gone back to getting the outside ball again, and especially against worse teams, he's figured out I actually don't need to go get the hard ball.
Yeah.
I can the other boy's going to do that, and I can just do what I'm good at. So him for 30 is probably very nice. But yeah, what's the Bev Show got for us?
Bev Show's got Carlton 1-39, Corey Durden 2+ goals, and Nick Larkey 2+ goals for $6.05.
That's nice.
That's nice.
Durden kicked 4 last week in the absence of the other boys. Stepped up a bit.
Larkey, he was quiet by his standards.
Yeah, he kicked 2. He kicked 2 too.
Yeah.
And it was windy as, so not great for a full forward big boy. So, yeah, I still think that's a pretty good bet, especially for the odds.
The odds are good for that.
Yeah.
I don't think he's asking too much.
No, he's not asking a heap.
If Carlton win, I do think it'll be between that 1-39.
Yeah, I don't
see it being a blowout against North.
Nah, you'd hope not as North fans,
Yeah.
unless they figure out again they've lost and they just let it get to that. So,
next up we've got West Coast and Essendon. $4.20 for West Coast and $1.23 Essendon. The line 27.5. I don't think this game should be on a Friday night.
the good news is at least there's 2 games.
There's 2 games on a Friday.
Yeah. So if you have to go to bed early, you're not.
Yeah.
If you have to go to bed, some reason you have to go to bed at 6:10 p.m.
I understand why it's on a Friday because Anzac Day is the following Friday. So Magpies and Essendon need to be out of the way early.
Yeah.
For that. But I've gone Merritt for 30, Dylan Shield for 25 disposals, and Harley Reid for 15. That's $3.60 odds. I think with Sardis being out and Caldwell being out, Shield wasn't working off halfback. That experiment didn't really work that well. And he made his name as an on-ball midfielder.
Yeah.
And they've put him back in there the last couple of weeks and he's excelled there.
Is that where he was on the weekend? I didn't watch the game.
He was, on ball last 2 weeks.
He had 30.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know he was back in there, yeah.
Back in the middle, and I think he'll continue in the middle for at least a couple more weeks.
Reid 15. You've gone back to him.
He's getting more opportunity off halfback.
Yeah, I think you think it's easier for him to get 15 off halfback, maybe. Well, the ball's down there a lot.
The ball's down there a lot.
Heaps.
He's taking some kick-ins. I did watch him take a couple kick-ins, and one of them was absolutely horrific. He just went straight to the opposition. But he loves to run with it, and he'll like a 1-2 handball running through the middle, and then just a big kick inside 50. He'll love to do that, and I think as he gets more time back there, his composure will pick up as well. Yeah. I feel like he tries to take on the game a bit too much, which is it's good to take the game on, but he's doing it a bit too much.
He also has no one to give it to.
Yeah.
Do you think he's gone at the end of the year? Do you think he's already gone?
Yeah.
I
do. I think West Coast are in
Who?
shambles for Wet Toast.
Oh.
Are in shambles for a long time.
Oh man, this
the
could
picks
get worse.
They've given up for the players they've got aren't worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he has to be gone at the end of the year.
Harley Reid.
Yeah. There's no way he's having fun.
Oh, no way.
There's no way he's having fun.
He'll probably come back to Melbourne. He's still in contract, so it'll have to be a trade. So it's either you wait till 2026.
Is he still contracted at the end of the year?
He's contracted till 2026. So
yeah,
it'll have to be a trade for a team to get him, or they wait, and then he's a restricted free agent. But then that gives West Coast the opportunity to match the offer.
Match the offer.
I
don't see any way. I think he might be going to Essendon, so this could be a resume game for him. This could be a put in the resume. Yeah, get some good references.
Yeah.
So this could be good for him. 15's maybe not bad. Maybe he really shows up and goes, boys, I'm worth the money. Yeah, I think he's definitely gone. But going into my bet, last week my bet got up very, very early into the game, and that's because the team they played, Melbourne, give up the third most uncontested possessions.
More stats.
So here we. So it's basically the team that gives up the third most contested possessions to the team that gets the second most uncontested possessions is the way I'm seeing it. So a team that's going to get a shitload of free footy. Again, we go to the same guys. We go to Merritt, who had 24 uncontested possessions. We go to Martin, who had 24 uncontested possessions, and Ridley, who had 21 uncontested possessions. They're standing next to their shadows, and that's about it. So we've got Merritt 30, Martin 25, Ridley 20. That's $3.90. So there's some stats to fill you up. The boys who just got the most uncontested possessions last game to get the most disposals. It's as easy as that. West Coast won't be marking up anyone, I don't believe. But before I just absolutely have confused everyone with too many numbers, we'll go to the Bev Show, who keeps it simple. Dons win, Caddy 3+, $3.21.
Not asking much at all.
That's asking a lot.
Caddy had a good game on the weekend.
I don't care. It's like betting on Cadman. Cadman and Caddy.
Cadman had a good game.
The Cads. Did he?
I think so.
I don't know. He's not number one pick worthy. We'll go to the next game before I get revved up. We're looking at the Demons versus Freo. And this is Melbourne's home game. They're $2.96 and the favourites are Freo at $1.40. The line being 15.5. For this one, I looked at the games last year. I'm pretty sure Freo, remember up in Darwin, they beat them by like something ridiculous, like 90 when Melbourne were hot. And then they played them over in Freo and beat them by 60 there as well. So they absolutely have their number at the moment. I think Melbourne this is like, everyone keeps thinking they're a chance, and so did I, just because their list has such good players. You have Oliver, you have Petrarca, you have Gone. Like, you just should be delivering, and they're not. And I just don't think they're going to, and I think it's going to get worse and worse. And I think this is going to be one of the games which is defining, being like, we're actually shit. So Freo minus 37.5, $4 odds at Bet365. I really think that Freo have the opportunity. I'm not saying it will happen, but I think it's a lot better than a 1 in 4 chance that Freo give them an absolute hiding here. So Freo minus 37.5, $4. That's it.
I don't like that.
You don't like it? What do you think, Melbourne?
I think
bounce
Melbourne, back. They've got the firepower to bounce back.
It's exactly what I'm talking about.
It's the game. It's the game to do it as well.
Oh, it is the game to do it, but I just think there's a good chance Freo come out and absolutely hand to them. I think they're obviously $1.40. They're the favourites to win. They travel a shitload, so I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue for them. And I think they handed it to them twice last year. They can probably do it again. What have you got then?
I've left the head-to-head out of here just because I didn't want the curse to keep going, and I'm not confident in it. But I've gone Petrarca for 2+ goals. He's been playing a lot more forward this year, at which they need more forward options as well. That's where they've been struggling a lot. Bailey
Fritsch, by the way, one of the biggest hogs in the forward line in history of football, is not going to be able to do enough, and neither is Turner or Van Rooyen.
No. But I think you've got Petrarca swapping in and out of the midfield with Keziah Pickett, and they're going forward and kicking goals. So I've got Track for 2. I've got Hayden Young anytime goal scorer, and Hayden Young 20+ disposals for $4.75. Hayden Young played his first game back in the AFL on the weekend. I think he had 18 disposals, 2 goals, and
18 2. Yep.
Wasn't really coming to the bench much. He was
he
was playing doing his midfield role, and then instead of coming off, was just resting at full forward.
Yeah,
and he's good aerially. So that's why I've got him for anytime goal scorer.
Yeah, nice. $4.75. Don't mind that. Bev.
The Bev Show. He's got Brayshaw 30+. Harvey Langford 20 and Chapman for 20 as well. $9.71.
Ooh. You know what? I actually like this. I'm going to give stats for his bet. Brayshaw had 31, like absolutely killed a team that gives away like free footy as well. Like we know that's what I was talking about last week. And then same with Heath Chapman. He had like 20. He had something ridiculous, like 28 or something. $9.71. I could have a little personal dabble at that one. $9.71.
I think Langford's they've trying to been getting more bodies in the midfield, especially Petrarca and Pickett.
Well, you may as well get some games through your plays if you're 0-5.
Yeah, I think he was pick 6. He's big bodied, and I think he's had 26 disposals a couple games ago, and then had 24 on the weekend.
Yeah,
or 23. So he's getting the ball, he's seeing it. I like that.
I do like that.
70. Moving into the next game. Adelaide Crows and the GWS Giants. Adelaide $1.81 favourites. Giants $2.04. The line being 2.5.
This should be good. This should really show
This will show who's the best team.
Who's here to play.
Yeah.
This should actually show who's here to play. What have you got for it?
I've gone Giants to win.
Let me add Crows to my bet.
I've gone GWS. I've hit Green for 30. He didn't hit it last week, but he hit it the 5 weeks prior, including last year.
Mm-hmm. You're buying low, selling high.
He had 28 on the weekend, so not quite there, but there. And then Matt Crouch for 25 disposals. That's $4 odds. I don't think the Giants. I know it's in Adelaide, but I don't think that they should be over $2 to win this game.
You think it should be favourites, or it should be like $1.90?
Oh yeah, it should be $1.90, or if anything, GWS favourites.
Really? I just keep thinking back to that close game they had against Melbourne, which worries me when they travel. That's like maybe like a worrying thing that maybe they couldn't travel when they had a close game against Melbourne?
Yeah, but they also didn't have Stringer or
Hogan.
Hogan's been in some ridiculous form.
They might not have Green that game either, actually. Green might have still been injured in that game.
I think he was still injured, yeah.
Yeah. I guess they did have a lot out. That's true. But this will be a really good test. I really hope Adelaide win. I've kept this simple. Simple stats. Crows kick the most goals so far on average a game. GWS allow the least goals this season. So it's a bit of a, the classic immovable object, unstoppable force, theory. Either team 1 to 15, $2.70. Keep it close. Should be a close game of footy. Should be good to watch.
Keep it small.
Keep it simple.
$2.70.
$2.70.
Again, afraid of that $3 margin.
I have hit it in the last 3 bets prior to that, but hey, we'll let the leaderboard do the talking. Bev Show has gone bang. He loves the big boys in this. He's gone 3 of them. He's gone Hogan 3+, the Fog 2+, and Walker 2+, $4.73. Battle of the Giants.
Thrown the Thrill Seeker in there as well.
Maybe he's scared because he only kicked 1 last week.
Yeah, but
then also he played a bit of
opportunity
ruck
to bounce back. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's playing ruck because Riley O'Brien is in not good form right now.
Yeah, he hasn't been unbelievable.
He won all the hit-outs. Pretty much all the hit-outs. And they just weren't going to advantage.
I was going to say, but that's really good.
No, it is good, but he was winning all the hit-outs against... Who did they play?
Adelaide, Geelong.
Yeah, he towed up Reece
That's
Stanley.
right, and he was
towed up Reece
down
Stanley
there.
and sending it straight down Bailey Smith's throat.
Yeah.
Max Holmes, yep, thank you.
Yeah. Now that you said that is true. I remember watching it, and he's out on good tap down their throat.
Yeah.
Inside 50, mark goal. I was like, that's probably not the spot they're asking you to put that. Oh. Anyway, next game. This should be boring as fuck. Richmond, $8 to Gold Coast Suns, $1.08, 44.5 is the line. This game I have just seen. They played West Coast, who are first for points against, goals against. They scored 139. They played the Demons, who are fourth for points again, 120 put on them. Melbourne are third for points against, 140. Now they're playing the team that is second points against. So they played.
Did you say Melbourne twice?
No, North Melbourne was the third one. So they've played the teams that are first, fourth, and third for points against. They've fucking been flogging all 3 of them. Now they're playing the team second. I'm going to go Gold Coast to score over 110 points.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty easy. I think they...
What odds did you get that at?
That was $1.80.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I take that. And then Miller, took Miller 2+. I think he's just... he keeps pushing forward. He's kicked 3, 2, 1, and 1. And those 3 and 2 were against shit teams, which were West Coast and Melbourne Demons. I think he kicked 1 goal, 1 against North Melbourne, who are also shit. So I just think he was $2.70 to kick 2. I take that. $4 odds at bet 365. What have you got?
I've gone...
That's a lock, by the way. I'm 0 from 3.
0 from 3 was a lock.
Locks. These are literally people been picking the shit out of these locks. They are awful. Anyway.
I got Matty Rao for 25 disposals. Jacob Hopper, who's been in really good form. I've got him for 20. Dan Rioli, 20. And I've gone Jed Walter for 2.
Walter, he's been added to my list of young forwards I can't trust. So Darcy's out of it. Now it's Cadman, Caddy, and Walter. I think he pushes too far forward and he's just not good enough in front of goal.
Oh, I think you need to give the young forwards a bit of a rest.
Nah. I'm going to start DMing him.
Oh.
Nah, but I just can't trust him to kick. I wouldn't be putting him in multis. I got to see it first. I'll give
He
him
had 4 the other week.
Yeah, they were free kicks that he didn't deserve 2 of them.
He took a couple of big contested marks.
Yeah, I wouldn't be adding him in, even against the Tigers. But hey, he could easily prove me wrong. You could be right.
There was $5 odds there.
$5 odds for 4 legs. This is what these are the multis that have been costing you. This is just like them.
But they're above $2.89.
Oh, congratulations. Hey, guys, would you want $5 odd bet that fucking loses? Yeah, perfect. Send it my way. Actually, DM it to me.
I will.
Okay.
I'll send it to you when they're about to play.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Bevo's gone.
Bevo. He's gonna love that. Bev and Bevo.
He's gone Anderson 30 plus, and he's gone total game points over 182.5 for $3 odds.
That's fair. The Suns let in a heap of points.
Yeah.
And they should kick a shitload of points. So that's pretty fair. What have we got next?
Next game is, I think this will be interesting. Sydney Swans, $1.45, and Port Adelaide, $2.76, the line being 14.5. I've got Butters, Rosie, and Isaac Heaney for the 25 plus disposals. I thought Butters was excellent in the midfield. Probably has the quickest hands in the league. Like, just getting it out by handball.
That was actually insane by Port, how quickly they were just in congestion.
Yeah.
And it seemed like they were just chucking it anywhere, and it was just...
It was Butters and Horn Francis.
Yeah, we're just throwing handballs out. And then all of a sudden it was contagious, and everyone was just throwing handballs at each other, and they were just in space.
That clearance late, and Butters came from his defensive side of the circle, just ran through the middle, fumbled it, just got hands away to Horn Francis.
Yeah.
That was...
For that half of football, they look like the best team so far this year.
Yeah.
Which is the most Port Adelaide thing I have ever heard, to look like the best team for a half a game of footy. And then nearly let it slip.
Yeah, we won't go into it too much. But anyway, I've got Rosie for 25 as well. I thought he was good off his halfback role there. And Heaney was brilliant against Collingwood. He had 28 disposals and 2 goals. So
He was good.
I think if they're going to win this game, he needs to replicate that. So I've gone Heaney 25, and that's $4.50 odds.
Yeah, after they lost to the Pies by a fair bit, I kind of lost faith in the Swans. I was kind of keen to put them into this bet, but $1.45 was just not
Yeah, I know it's back at
was not pleasing
SCG,
to the eye.
but
Yeah, but they hadn't won there. Yeah, I just think they have to win this game.
Yeah.
To keep themselves, they don't want to be that team who was in the final the year before and then don't make finals. Which
they have a big injury list as well, though, so you got to cut them some slack there. But they need Heaney and Warner to get going more consistently. I know they're missing Goulden and Cunningham. Logan McDonald needs to come back in for them because they're missing a big key forward there.
Well, so do other teams. Other teams have big injury lists. Like Sydney had no injuries all last year, and they're top of the ladder. So that's not really much of a surprise when you play the exact same 23 blokes every single week. So they're just kind of copying the other end of the stick at the moment. That's why I still have the belief they're just as good. They're just kind of unlucky.
Yeah.
Again, I'm glad to see you've gone Butters 25 plus. I've gone Butters under 27.5 disposals. I looked at the game last year. He had 30 when he wasn't tagged by James Jordan. He played them again in the prelim. He had 20 when he was tagged. So I just think James Jordan has him in his pocket and he empty his keys, wallet, and Zach Butters out of his pocket.
I don't think so.
We've got head-to-head in 2 games here now.
Well, Jordan supposedly tagged Nick Dacos on the weekend.
Yeah, but that's also the greatest player of our generation, so what do you expect?
I don't think Butters is that far off him. They're very similar.
No way.
Butters is quicker, I reckon, at least.
No, Dacos' turn of foot is quicker than Butters.
Butters is just way more explosive. He's not afraid of the hard ball.
Oh, that is insane. I just think Nick Dacos was good enough to break the tag, and I think the rest of the
he was good enough to break the tag, but I think Zach Butters is also good enough to break the tag.
Apparently not. He only had 20 last time he was tagged by him.
Last time he was tagged, 20. That's still all right.
That's still all right. Well, you got him for 25, so good luck.
Thanks.
Well, look at what the Bev done. He has gone Port win, so that's He's gone pretty strong there. He's gone Warner anytime goal and Horn Francis anytime goal for $4.20. I don't mind that. I guess he's hoping that Warner still stays forward. But if they end up losing, I'm not sure if Warner will kick a goal.
I'm surprised that Warner's been playing more time forward.
Wasn't it because he was sick though? Wasn't it originally because he was sick and they subbed him out, and then maybe they were just trying to get him a run through him?
Yeah, but it's been like consistently. He's been forward a lot like this year. But I know James Jordan is there to tag, but I think it's probably more beneficial if you have Warner
in there instead of someone tagging.
Warner, Rowbottom, and Heaney need to be main mix, at least while Callum Mills is still out. Yeah,
I agree, but I think also you need to tag Butters, especially since it's been proven that it worked once before.
Yeah.
They have to give it another go. Especially since he's played 2 games this year and looked absolutely unreal. Anyway, we look to the next game, and this is the Doggies, $1.57 to St Kilda, $2.42. The line's 10.5. For this game, I was stuck between 2 bets. One was McRae 30+ because it's against his old team, and I was kind of keen on that. But I moved away from that. I heard the Bont's back. Very, very keen to have Bont hopefully see him rest down forward. He was a very good forward last year when he played forward. So if he does rest forward, say he plays like 40% forward, 60% mid or whatever, and the rest of the time on the bench, I think he gives him enough time to kick 2. He won't have a great defender on him probably because there's Darcy and Norton, and you can't put it like they're going to basically have 3 tolls and Bonds down there. I think he finds a way. Yeah. That's simple. I think it's $2 odds him to find a way to kick 2 goals. That's just it. I just have a feeling. No stats.
Is that?
That's it. $2.
That's it. Yeah.
Sorry.
I like your McRae thing. I think you'd probably might go off this week just to prove something to Bevo. Like, look at what you let go.
I was a sub, by the way.
You got no Trelaw and you didn't have Bont.
Yeah, now
look what I've been doing.
Yep, 100% agree.
I've gone Bont 20+ and a goal. I've gone Mitch Owens goal and Wanganeen Miller for 25 disposals at $3.30. Again, I think Bont, especially his first game back for the year, I think he rests forward.
It still gets 20.
Still gets 20, yeah. I think he does enough. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts in the centre bounce or starts forward and then just moves straight up to the centre bounce.
Yeah.
But it definitely would rest forward, and he's kicked goals from the midfield before plenty of times.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I like that one for $3.30.
And Bev Show has sent us in a video of his multi, so here it is.
Hello to the lads on Bet on the Bounce and to all the followers and listeners. It's Bev here. Thanks so much for inviting me on as a guest. I really do appreciate it. I'm up and about because I cannot wait for a massive Easter round of footy. So many great matches ahead, including my Doggies taking on the Saints on Sunday night. What a game that is set to be under the lid at Marvel Stadium. Now, in terms of multis, I think it's only fair that I give you a Doggies-themed multi, given I'm a big Bulldogs supporter. So let's get into it. Let's start with leg 1. It's the Doggies to win, of course. Leg 2, I've gone with Matthew Kennedy to collect 25 or more disposals. He's done that in the last couple of weeks. I think he's been a good pickup for the Bulldogs this season. I've been impressed with his work. And leg number 3, you know that I'm a Tassie boy. Riley Sanders is a Tassie boy. He's popped up and kicked at least a goal in his last few matches. So I'm going Riley Sanders, anytime goal scorer. So there you go. That's my Doggies theme multi for the big game against the Saints on Sunday night. Can't wait for it. Go the Doggies! Doggies, Doggies, Doggies! Bark, bark, bark. Thanks, lads.
Next game we've got could be the biggest game of the round. It's definitely the rivalry's there.
Oh, the
rivalry's been there for years.
Yeah, this could be great.
Cats Hawks.
Cats Hawks.
Cats Hawks. Everyone knows it. It's Easter Monday for the last 14 or so years.
This is probably a top three rivalry.
Yeah.
Well, Port Hawks is now up like as current rivalry,
there, but
current rivalries. Yeah.
As this one goes back to the 80s.
Yeah. This is still big.
1989 grand final. That was pretty big. That one.
Yeah, and they've still done it all the way through the 2010s. Yep.
Geelong $1.85, Hawthorn $2. Line is only 1.5. Mm-hmm. I've kept it big but simple.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone Bailey Smith for 30 disposals and James Warple for 25 disposals for $6.25.
Ooh.
I think, but no one in the league works harder than Bailey Smith right now. His work rate is unbelievable.
Yep.
Just getting
everywhere.
contest to contest.
Defensive efforts, shots on goal. He's everywhere.
Just controls that corridor pretty much.
Yep.
And Warple's had a game under his belt since his syndesmosis injury.
Mm-hmm.
And he had 23 disposals and goal. So,
Yep.
and I think if Hawthorn
Had more of it?
had more of it, yeah. I think if they want to come out and win this game, which they very well could, I think Warple needs to step up in Will Day's absence.
Yeah.
Because Newcombe was unbelievable in that third quarter.
Yep.
Warple was still making like a couple of mistakes and everything like that, but first game back after ankle injury, can't blame him. In a hot game too.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting him to play well against the Cats. He
Yep.
likes the MCG. So I've gone those two for $6.25.
Yeah.
What do you got there?
I like that a lot because I've gone very similar. I see how much Bailey Smith is working. He was like $2 odds for a goal.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more, maybe like 210 or something, which I thought was silly because he works so hard and then he gets a lot of handball. You see him with his hair down the 50 and he'll kick it to someone, he'll run, get a handball out, and he'll launch one from 50. I think he's had a shot on goal every game so far. So you're going to tell me he's going to have a shot on goal. I'll take the $2 odds that he kicks it. If not, gets a free kick for something, or because he's just hard at the footy. So I think $2 for a goal in a high pressure game. I think I really like that for him to kick goal. And then same as you in Will Day's absence, Mackenzie only got 18 in the first game. But again, if they had more of it, he probably would have had a bit more of it. He was at 23 centre bounces.
Yeah.
So it was 18 centre bounces. Dylan Moore was at 23. He was at 18 centre bounces. Like, I just think he has to get 20. And even the times he's not at centre bounces, he's kind of like on the wing.
Yeah.
He's putting time on the wing. So I'm like, he's resting on the wing. I don't
know.
He's in the midfield a lot. He had 18. I'm getting $1.90 for him to get 20. So I just think it's a very similar idea to your bet. $4.16 for that one.
Do you think Bailey Smith would be the hardest player to tag right now?
Oh.
Like, you would have to have a tank.
Yeah, it would be.
You would get run around the ground, like.
Yeah, it would. He would be. He's definitely top 3. Like, you wouldn't. Has anyone tagged him yet? I don't think anyone's tagged him.
I don't think anyone's tagged him, but you'd be running all day.
Oh yeah, you might have 2 different taggers that switch at half time.
Yeah,
your sub might be the other tagger. That's actually kind of a smart move.
Yeah.
Like you have
Get
2 boys
fresh
who
legs
tag.
on him, yeah.
You have 2 tags, and if you don't have an injury at half time, you take the tagger off.
Yeah.
And you bring on a new tagger. That could be the
Bailey Smith.
That could be the Bailey Smith.
The Bailey
that
Smith
could do it.
effect.
That's the new meta. That is the new meta. I feel like Mick Moldhouse have to talk about that. Anyway, we'll look at the Bev. He's gone Hawks win. He thinks they just get this one done. And Watson 2+. The Wizard $3.45. That is, it's not bad.
He was quiet. Hawthorn. Everyone in Hawthorn was quiet.
Yeah, but he was him and Guinea were very quiet for the boys that you expected the most out of.
Yeah, he was giving him and Butters went face to face a couple of times.
Yeah, I'm like, get a touch, mate.
Yeah,
As close as he's been closer to Butters than he has the ball. Anyway, let's get into the money makers of the Mega Multi. You
Should
go
we
first.
start with Bevs? It's big.
Yeah, let's start with Bevs. I'll run us through it.
Yeah.
He's gone. It looks like he's taken about one leg each game here. Maybe he's missed a game because he's only 8 here. But he's gone Lions win, Blues win, Caddy 2+, Tracy 2+, Rankin 20+, Port +14.5, Anderson 30+, Dogs win, of course, and Hawks win 49.75.
There's 9 there.
There's 9 there?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I believe I'm going to count it. So
49.75.
49.75. So a leg from each game. I like it.
Very doable.
Very doable. He's got Caddy in there, which stresses me. Lions, it's just fine. Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm a bit worrying. A lot of the legs are just a little bit worrying, but nothing's
Nothing's like
out.
unattainable.
No, nothing stands out. It's like, Port +1.5. It could not happen. But again, they could just do the same thing as last week and win. So 49.75.
The low price.
And what have you got?
I've gone.
You need a Mega Multi.
I don't need a Mega Multi. I don't need a Mega. I don't
You know
need
how I
anything.
said if I get more than $500 profit, I'm going to slide to the next screen? We can have this. The first screen's gonna be like, "What's this? What is this post? Why is there a red bar halfway across this screen?" Scroll across, it's that's how much DOS is down by. What have you got? Need this one.
Zach Bailey, anytime goal scorer. He had 3 on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The Bombers to win against Wet Toast.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs to get it done against the Saints, especially with Bomp being back. Darcy, 2+ goals. He's just a problem for the league right now.
Yep.
Number 1 ranked player in the league over the first 5 rounds.
Nice.
And I've gone Gold Coast Suns 40+. I think their midfield
should dominate.
This game against the Tigers. Although Tigers have shown up around the ball.
Yeah.
Hopper and Taranto have had a couple good games together, but
I don't think they'll be able to keep up with.
They won't be able to keep up with
Flanders, Rao,
Anderson, and then Jared Witts against Nankervis, and then the forward line. That's where the trouble comes from. The defense is a bit too thin.
Yeah, defense is a bit thin. $8.59 by the way for your bet.
$8.59.
Yeah. So you get that one, you still down a few $100. Now you could have a big week. There's people. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but the worse you're getting, the more people are turning to your side.
Yeah.
People are now going like, oh, now I'm rooting for the underdog. So I think you've actually gained.
It's Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
You've gained supporters in losing. Someone messaged me asking me if you were tanking. I said, there's no draft picks. He doesn't get more money next year. You're thinking if you maybe lost, you'd start with a handicap next year. But
yeah.
No, I'm not sure if you thought that, but actually not. I've gone Ned Long, 20+. Reasons explained earlier. McRae that I didn't end up taking in my bet. I end up adding to my mega multi just for 25. I think he just shows Bev what he's about.
Yeah.
Martin 20+, easy footy. Merritt 25+, easy footy, playing literally some of the best footy he's ever played. Freo win. I just think they win this game. It'd be such a Freo thing to lose it to, but they do. And then Gold Coast over 112.5 points because that was the line.
Yeah.
That's $7.27. I don't see any of that. That is outrageous. Probably the scariest maybe being McRae 25+, or maybe just Freo win because they could just cook that. But 7.27. That's my bets for me. Anything to add?
They're alright. I like them.
Thanks.
Long.
Yeah.
Oh, Ned Long.
Yeah, Ned Long. Brownlow medalist Ned Long. Oh, sorry, future Brownlow medalist Ned Long.
That one scares me out of all of them.
Ned Long?
Yeah. You're trusting someone who's played 2 AFL, like 2 full games of AFL.
Well, he's played a few of the Hawks, I'm sure.
Played a few of the Hawks.
Not sure if he ever had 20.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe you just, you really could use Ned Long right about now because he's an absolute star. But I don't know. I'm going to the game. I want to have a Pies league. I want to have something to watch. Like I'm going to the game. I'm sitting there.
Don't worry about watching your own team. Like,
no, go Ned Long, tall white guy in the midfield. Go boy. Anyway, that's
go boy.
That's done now.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks to the Bev Show for being the guest punter this week. Hopefully, he gets the guest back into the positive. If you want to check out any of his work, his Instagram will be in the description of both Spotify and YouTube. And we're going a bit head-to-head this week.
I like it.
We'll see. Neil and Butters are the big ones.
Big ones.
They're the big ones. So we'll see how we go. And may the curse live on. See ya.